The three men have shown their butts. Dino Moria's shirtless in two of his scenes for no reason, no apparent reason. People like Akshay Kumar and Ritesh Deshmukh, you know they're going to bring impromptu to the table, right?
Yeah.
Put his hand in and he's going to pull out hair, and all of that just suddenly played out on set, and it's one of the funniest scenes. Everyone behind the camera is just holding their mouth or turning around, walking out of the set.
We're talking about Kal Ho Na Ho.
Any of
Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, which has a Shah Rukh Khan.
There's no better place for you to be other than on a set like of Shah Rukh Khan's. Took me aside and said, "Have you forgotten how to say please and thank you?" I just remember walking into Vishal Shekhar's studio and saying, "I don't give a shit what the song is. It has to, the hook line has to be Desi Girl."
Hey guys, this is Alice Peter, and today I have a very special guest with me who knows perfectly well how to combine humor and heart in all his projects. Please welcome Tarun Mansukhani.
Hi Alice, wonderful to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I have to ask you, okay, Housefull 5 has crossed 300 crores, so
Yes.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
How is the feeling? Like, what is the reactions been? How are you feeling?
I think it's still settling in
Yeah.
that it's crossed 300. So the messages keep coming in, the phone calls keep happening, and it's just feeling good. It's feeling good. It's my first film that's actually done this kind of business, so I'm very, very happy.
That's
right now.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Your collaboration with this cast, okay, it's a mad cast.
Yes, it
okay,
is.
and I think we were all at the trailer launch and we're like, this is just gonna be pure madness.
Yeah.
Can't wait to watch it on the big screen. Okay, what was shooting with the entire cast like?
I think as much madness. I think if you see towards the end of the film, we put in a behind the scenes bit,
Yeah.
right? And you can make out the amount of madness and amount of fun that we've had shooting this film. So that is pretty much a reflection of where we were at through the entire making of the film. We shot it really fast. In 4 months, we were done with the entire film.
Wow, 4
And
months.
we just, I don't know when it started, when it ended, it just happened, and we've all just had fun doing it.
Yeah,
So,
I think it was one big joy ride or
yeah,
cruise
cruise
ride.
ride,
Cruise
yeah.
ride, if you
Yeah,
can say
it was
that.
crazy because we were on that ship for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And I think that was the fun of it. We were all
Yeah.
just together, locked up on a ship, surrounded by the seas, and that's it. You had nowhere to go and just be there to shoot and
Yeah.
have fun with the entire crew. So that really helped out. a lot.
Absolutely. You weren't really a part of the previous installments, right? And some of the cast members have repeated. How did this one come to you? Tell me the story.
So I wasn't doing much after COVID had finished,
Yeah.
and I was looking around for work. And at that point in time, I got a call from the CEO of the company, Dipti Jindal, and she met me at a coffee shop, and she said, "We'd like you to direct Housefull 5." And I was a little thrown off, to be honest, at that point in time, because I never imagined that somebody would give me such a big project at that point. So she said, "Come and meet Sajid sir." I came in, I met him, and then he said, "Do me a favor and write a 2-page of how you see the film." And he
Okay.
told me the basic story, of course, and which point I went back, and like I think within 6 hours I had sent the note back, and they were a little surprised that I had sent it off that fast.
Okay.
And I met him again the next day, and he was like, "This sounds great. It works for both of us, and it's exactly how I'm seeing the film as well. So let's get started." And that's when he actually surprised me, and he said that I've got something. I'm going to try something on this film, which is 2 climaxes.
Wow, yeah.
And that was very exciting
Yeah,
for
because
me.
that's never done
Because
before.
it's never been done before. It's
Yeah.
always exciting, because what excited me about the film in the first place was that there was comedy and there's
Yeah.
a murder mystery.
Yeah.
Right? 2 different genres altogether, and how do you merge them into one?
Yeah.
And it's not like I had a reference point available to me in Hindi films that had that kind of a world. So bringing that element of slapstick comedy and a murder mystery, which you have to take seriously, and this you don't have to take at all. Leave your brains at home and then keep your brains with you
Yeah.
version. So mixing those 2 worlds was already exciting.
Yeah.
And then was given this opportunity to me to say, make 2 climaxes. So it was very exciting at that point in time. And then, of course, you get down to making it. And then you realize the logistical issues that come with it, and how you have to make sure that this story is covered and that story is covered, and this actor can't be in that shot and this actor can't be in that shot, and all of those things. But
Yeah, the technicalities.
yeah, the
there.
technicalities of it all. But then we've successfully managed that. So
Okay. So when you put that 2-pager together, did you have like a few actors in mind or any of the cast members in mind right from the start?
at
Or
which
did that
point, no.
develop?
At that point, I had only looked into having and making sure that the franchisee people were already there.
Okay.
Right? You had Akshay Kumar, you had Ritesh Deshmukh, you have Chunky Pandey, Johnny Lee was going to be there, and all of those elements were already a part of it. I wanted to include more animals if it was up to me, definitely, because that's very much a part of the franchise. So we had the dog, we had a parrot, we had
Yeah.
monkeys, We had loads of animals that were included into the film.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was what we started with, and then it just literally kept building itself.
Yeah, I love how, everything from the past kept on coming back, especially with
Yes.
these animals. Like, oh, remember that? Now they're here again
They're
in
here.
this form. So that was amazing. I mean, I love that whole, connection
Yeah.
there. Okay. Now, when you look at this film, okay, it's gotten a mixed response. Okay, people are loving it. They're finding it entertaining. I was in the theater when I was watching it with a full audience. All right, and everyone was laughing. Okay, so the comedy definitely just came through. There's also a part of the audience which found, like, there was objectification of women.
Right.
And they've been very vocal about it on
Right.
social media. Okay.
Yes.
What has been your response to it? Are you defensive or are you justified?
I'm not defensive at all. I think you want to see it from that lens, go ahead and see it. You've paid for your ticket, you have your opinion. You have a valid opinion for yourself, and that's all. The men are naked in the film. The three men have shown their butts. Dino Moria's shirtless in two of his scenes for no reason, no apparent reason. I think beauty is to be objectified and to be seen and to be shown and to be enjoyed. Why do I take you to a great location? Because I want you to see the beauty of a place,
Yeah.
right? You want to look at it as an objectification? Go right ahead, and that's how you want to see it. You've not pointed out towards the men, very selectively pointed out towards women.
Yeah.
That's your call and that's your take, and it's not mine. You want to mistake a character for the beliefs of the maker? Again, your call. You don't know me. You watch the film, you have an opinion.
Got it. I think that's very well put. I think also with comedy, having just, actors who can pull it off, or quality actors, is very important.
Yes, of course. I mean, having comic timing is the most important factor,
Correct.
right? Why? Because mainly in a comedy, it's a single shot that works.
Yeah.
Very few times you require to punch something. And in that, if the person hasn't reacted to the line in the correct amount of time, your joke is gone.
Yes.
And it's over.
Yeah.
So you need people and actors with good comic timing.
Yes.
And this one had 19 of them. So I was more than happy that everyone's comic timing just worked out.
Were there any moments where, on paper you've written something and you visualized it in a certain way, but the actor has kind of like, made it their own and kind of like, changed it or molded it and it's come even better? Is there any scene like that?
I think a lot of them. I think with people like Akshay Kumar and Ritesh Deshmukh, they're going to bring impromptu to the table, right?
Yes.
One of the habits that I have is I never say cut in my shot.
Okay.
Right? I'll let them roll, let them do some madness. They'll talk some rubbish with each other. You never know what comes out. Abhishek and me have known each other since we were 16, so I understand his comic timing, his dry sense of humor, and how that contradicts with the slapstick world. It can be very interesting when you don't say cut.
Yeah.
So a scene like, for example, when they wrap up Ranjit Sir's body in the carpet and
Yeah,
they walk
they're
out,
walking, yeah.
right? And the whole thing just played out. They were meant to get stopped by him, and that was it. And he finally just says, okay, and you guys move on.
Yeah.
And you breathe a sigh of relief. And then we just came up on the set with he's going to put his hand in and he's going to pull out air, and all of that just suddenly played out on set, and it's one of the funniest scenes for me.
So that was very impromptu.
It
is
was
what you're saying?
completely impromptu.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody would have imagined that.
Nobody
to be
would have
impromptu.
imagined that. Yeah, everybody would think that that was the actual scene. It was written like that, but it was all created on set.
Lovely. That's an amazing BTS moment. Even somebody like a Johnny Lever, who's a legend. Okay, let's be honest.
You don't have to direct him. You just have to
Exactly.
turn on the camera.
I think even at the trailer launch, as soon as he entered and the way he was like with his eyes and everything, you just have to look at him and you just start,
You just start
laughing,
laughing.
right? So even with somebody like him, okay, do you think you just want to tell him an outline and just let him do it?
I don't ideally give him an outline also. I just like to tell him that, sir, this is happening. Jollies are arriving. And that's it. Now you know he's going to give you some madness. You can just keep rolling that camera, and I can show you BTS footage of cameras just rolling. He's doing his stuff, and everyone behind the camera is just holding their mouth or turning around, walking out of the set. My DOP, half the time I have to control him because with Johnny sir, he starts shaking, then the camera will shake. And it's with him, it's another level of comedy that you cannot achieve just by writing.
Absolutely. I just wanted to be the fly, I think, on this cruise.
It's amazing fun. I wish most people were there. They would have seen how much fun it was making this film.
Yeah. A lot of the songs are also trending still. They're such a hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially Lal Pari.
Yes.
We've seen the BTS. It's fun. All right. But tell me more about this song.
Lal Pari was one of the songs that came to me a little late.
Okay.
We were like, I think, a week away from shoot when we found the song. So getting everything done just within that week to get it all sorted, the choreography, the this, the that, how we're going to shoot, okay, all these dates, move it all around. It was in its own way, I think, chaos, but controlled chaos in that sense, right? Because we had so many actors. The big advantage is that you have so many actors, wherever you point the camera, you have 6 people at least standing there. And that song just played out fantastically. It was divided out well. The costumes worked fantastically. It's just one of those things that fell in place.
Yeah.
It wasn't even planned to that degree that because we didn't have the time.
Yeah.
But it just worked out. And I think some things are just meant to. So they
absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to take you a little back in time, okay? When you started out as an AD.
Yes.
Okay. And you started off with like Karan Johar and
Yes.
all the hit films from back then, which we all have recall value to even today. Okay. Now, when you worked with a director like that or filmmaker like that, what is the kind of learnings that you have from him that you carry on even till today?
I think the learnings are on how to handle actors, how to handle a crew. I think, as I've said it multiple times, my biggest education from him is actually he taught me how to say please and thank you. That's something that was missing from my life, and I think I was an unnecessarily arrogant human being.
Okay.
Rude at more points than not.
Okay.
And he was the one who kind of toned me down and said, learn how to say please and thank you. And I think that's been my biggest education more than in direction and anything. It's about being a better human being. So.
Okay. I think I'm going to catch on that point where you said when you spoke about working with the big actors, okay, because these films,
right?
Okay, we're talking about Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, we're talking about Kal Ho Na Ho, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, which has a Shah Rukh Khan, okay, right. And I think Shah Rukh is also one of those actors that everyone can learn from.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He's so down to earth. He's courteous.
Amazing. He's an institution in himself, and you are getting the best free education possible in the world of filmmaking.
Yeah.
Right. There's no better place for you to be other than on a set like of Shah Rukh Khan's to understand filmmaking in all its avenues, not just from an acting perspective. He's somebody who won't leave your set till your scene is done. So there's no thing for you to suddenly feel a pressure or any of those things. He'll always de-stress the moment.
Yeah.
So he'll always remind you that this is a career thing. It's not one film.
Yeah.
Right? So chill out, relax. Ye bhi ho jayega, wo bhi ho jayega. Calm down. He'll make sure that it happens. I remember when I was about to start Dostana and he took me aside and he said, look, whatever you think you're going to be doing and making as a filmmaker, I'll take this kind of a shot and I'll bring out this emotion, is all a load of crap. 99% of your job is handling people. Yeah. Whether it's actors, whether it's your crew, anybody, it's handling people.
Yeah.
Right? And as you start working as a director, then you start to realize what he really means. Is you're going to be bombarded with a billion questions in a day. You have to get them all right if you want your hit to work, if you want your film to work. And beyond that, you have to be nice to everyone because they have their own pressures going on. And they are all here to make your vision come true.
True. Yes.
They are not here for any other reason.
Absolutely.
They are there for you. So if you don't treat them right, it's all over.
Wow. Golden words.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time that you met him? Were you nervous? Were you scared?
The first time I met him was Kuch Kuch Hota Hai's narration. I wasn't scared or nervous. I came from a South Bombay world, which was very detached from films.
Yes.
I think till then I had seen Sate Pe Sata, Kalia and Saudagar. 3 films in my life. Dilwale had become this big, huge thing which I went and saw just before that. And in my head, there was never a thing that I'm going to join films. Yeah. I got a random call one day from Karan saying, would you like to assist me? And he hadn't made his first film. He was not Karan Johar.
Yeah.
So I was working on another film with a Shah Rukh Khan and a Kajol. And I had no idea what a wonderful world I had stepped into without even realizing it. So when I met him for the first time, it was me meeting somebody else new and without realizing at all who I was even meeting.
Yeah.
And therefore the meeting just went, and you're as an assistant at that point in time, you're sitting in one side while the narration is going on, you're taking your notes and you're doing all of that. So there wasn't too much of an interaction at that point in time. But when you look back in hindsight, you realize, oh my God, I was sitting in a narration with Shah Rukh Khan as your first film as an assistant director.
Exactly.
And you don't realize its value at that point in time, but you realize it today.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and the film was Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
Kuch
How
Kuch
much
Hota Hai.
ever Karan says that now it's like a different film, and he'd want to go back and make tweaks and everything. I think for us, it is our childhood. We want it to be the way it is.
We want it to be the way it is. No matter what people say and have different opinions about it aging and all of that, it's a load of rubbish. It's a fantastic film. It's given us our hopes of love and all of that, and it shouldn't change at all.
You also worked on Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum.
Yes.
Which again had a Shah Rukh and a Kajol, but also had a
Mr.
Kareena and Mr. Bachchan and Hrithik Roshan and Jaya Bachchan
Jaya
also.
Yeah.
Now that's a bright
That
cast
just suddenly exploded.
Yeah. So how was your experience there then? Like, were you like, I'm a one film old now, like as an AD and everything?
I think
I know
yes,
a little
that
better.
bit of it happened to me is, I think that's where the arrogance came from, right? Into my life was, your family suddenly treats you differently. The people at home treat you differently. The world that you know before that is treating you differently because you've been a part of this big, fantastic historical film called Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
Yeah.
And somewhere in your head, you think that you've made it.
Yeah.
And you get into that bit of an arrogance and all of that. So it was during the period of Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum that I was very arrogant and very rude with people. And it was again during that film when Karan took me aside and said, have you forgotten how to say please and thank you? And then reminded me of that on every given occasion. So I think that was a film that changed a lot for me. I think it made me a better human being.
Do you have any memories that you can share with us from the film?
Many. I remember, I still have a book. There was a book that we had made for K3G. And I got everyone's signatures in that book.
Wow, like
which
a
I
slam
still
book
have
of
with me.
sorts.
No, it's the official book that we had released of K3G, which was written by Niranjan Iyengar.
Acha,
At that point in time, about the making of the film and bringing this kind of a cast together and doing all of that. And everyone has a note in that for me, written in that book. So that's my most special memory from that film. And of course, Karan's education.
Of course, I'm going to ask you to dive a little deep and figure out in that memory of yours, what is the message that stuck?
The one that stuck with me was, I think, what Shah Rukh wrote is that I used to have a French beard at that point in time.
I'm imagining that.
In his note over there, he had written, get rid of it as soon as possible.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was definitely a note I'll remember.
That has to be a note that only Shah Rukh can write.
Yeah.
I think everyone's writing like memories and stuff.
His wit, you can't combat.
Of course. You went on to do a few more projects and then you did Dostana.
Yes.
Now, Dostana had Abhishek, who you already knew from the start. Also had a Priyanka Chopra, okay. And I think with Priyanka, I remember you saying it in one of the interviews, you were the one who coined that word, Desi Girl.
Yes.
Right? Tell me a little more about that story.
So we were making that song and I was very clear about the brief of that song was that I wanted to celebrate Indian girls.
Yeah.
I personally feel that Indian girls are the most beautiful girls in the world. Personally, I'm not attracted to foreigners. So I wanted that element to come in, right? Except you can't coin that very easily within Hindi words. And I kept trying to think. And eventually one came up with this word, Desi Girl. I just remember walking into Vishal Shekhar's studio and saying, I don't give a shit what the song is. The hook line has to be Desi Girl. And they just came up with this song and it was just perfect. I knew it at that point in time, what a blockbuster I had on my hand. The first time I heard it and I was like, I cannot tell you all how great a song this is.
No, of course, the fact that I think years down the line, even today,
yes.
at weddings, at parties, this song still play and everyone is still doing the hook step. It's not one that...
And what I find weird about that is that it plays at all the weddings and then every time the song plays and you're there and they expect you to pull you onto the dance floor and start doing the hook step. And I want to remind them, not the choreographer, not the actor, I'm the director of the film. I have no idea what the hook step is. I didn't do the hook step.
But even Priyanka, till today, she's known as a Desi girl, right?
She's our Desi girl, but of course she's gone way, way bigger than that.
Of course. Now she's like global.
Yeah, she's a global icon.
Are you still in touch with Priyanka?
Very much.
All right. And do you guys like have conversations about any projects in the future?
Not at all. I think we always discuss each other's work.
Okay.
We never discuss about working with each other.
Okay.
I think that's what's great about this friendship is that it doesn't bring in that equation at all. It's based solely on being two people who think alike, who have the same values, and more than anything else, it's not work related. So we never discuss about projects which I want to do with her or she wants to do with me or any such thing. If that comes up, it comes up. Then will always go to her as an official meeting. I
Yeah.
will not bring it up as a friend.
So you would prefer it being a little more organic that way,
Absolutely,
not really
absolutely.
something you want to like plan
No.
or pitch that way.
I wouldn't want to take advantage of her global status in
Yeah.
any form. I don't have any such status for her to take advantage of, so that's great. But if ever there was a project that came to me which felt she's right for it, I would take a very official route towards it.
Absolutely, absolutely. You took a little bit of a break after the films that you had already
Yes.
done, right? And it was due to personal reasons. Tell me about the struggles that you faced because you were doing different other jobs to make ends meet, all right, at that point of time. And I'm sure that, you know, during the low phase, you need all the encouragement and motivation to just continue. At that point of time,
I think it depends on your mindset, to be
Okay.
honest. I didn't need too much encouragement or motivation because I've never been somebody who thinks of the negatives of life. This too shall pass has always been there. It's by tomorrow, by day after, it'll finish, and you just keep moving on, step by step, step by step. If you say struggles, I don't think they were struggles.
okay.
Because if you see what real struggles are outside and then you turn around and say you have struggles, it's a bit foolish.
Yeah.
You have a roof to live under, you have food to eat, you have clothes to wear. As I said to somebody else also, if I feel hot, I have an air conditioner. If I feel cold, I have a blanket.
Yeah.
And I can't be complaining at that point in time. Right? At that point in time, what was the issue was money. Right? Money comes, money goes.
Yeah.
And there are phases of life. That was my phase of money is gone. You need to figure out a way to make money.
Yeah.
Films was never that avenue for me. I never wanted to make a film because I need money, because my every decision is now tainted by the fact of, oh shit, will I make money after this or not, or will the film work or not, rather than making it with the voice that or any conviction that I have. So that was very clear and evident that I don't want to do films at this point in time. I would do ads. I would do, I've done a lot of other stuff. I've been a car sales broker. I've done many other things. And that was it. You just had to make money and make life okay. And that was it.
Okay. Did you at that point of time come to a realization of sorts that I think most people realize pretty late? That, you know, when you enter the industry, the glam and, you know, the money and all is just like, you know, the outside, you know, the lure factor that everyone just thinks about and then, you know, wants to get into the industry. But a lot of it involves even hard work. A lot of it also involves destiny and luck.
I'm not so sure on the destiny and luck factor, to be honest, because I'm sort of an atheist and I don't exactly understand concepts of God or religion or any of those. I'm still searching in myself what those answers are for me. So I wouldn't put it down to destiny or luck. Hard work beats everything, I feel. It might take you longer and lot more hard work than somebody else, but that's just it, and that's your path. You can't turn around and say, oh, they have it easier or we have it easier or any such thing. Definitely yes, anyone who's coming into this industry thinking it's all red carpets and great cars and beautiful houses and travel and money and all of that, it's not. It's a lot of hard work. It's I don't think people realize that for a female lead, right, you have to wake up that much earlier because you need to wash your hair and then get ready for 3 hours or 2 hours that it takes to get your look done, and then to perform all day, stay looking fantastic all day and look as fresh as you can even at 8 p.m. and then go home, make sure you're getting 8 hours of sleep also, do your night routine as well, do a million things. It's not easy at all. It's not a luxurious lifestyle. You're on the move. Nobody really cares whether you're unwell or feeling okay or have something personal going on in your life. You can't bring that to work because there's so much money riding on things. It's not that kind of imagination that you have of all beauty and all of that. It's a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifices. From your family time, from your friend time, from your me time. I think all of that just keeps happening. I wasn't there for my sister's wedding. I was shooting for Alvida, I think, at that point in time. I couldn't make it because my shoot was already scheduled. We have this kind of a cast. You're not going to be able to reschedule stuff. Karan was still magnanimous enough to turn around and say, go for 4 days. But I knew that I was the associate director of the film and I need to be there to run the set. I just decided I'm not going.
So, Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna happened pretty much in like the early 2000s.
8 was Dostana, so this must have been 6.
Okay, so 6, which means that in your initial phase of your career
5.
is when you kind of like realized this.
Very early. I think
Yeah.
I realized that when I was 16. I was an actor in college and school
Dekh
and doing
Bhai Dekh?
plays, Dekh by Dekh, right? When I did Dekh by Dekh and I didn't enjoy it in front of the camera, my director Anand Mehndru turned around, asked me to assist him.
Okay.
And then I started working 22 hours a day. And for me, that was joy. That was fun. You get to do so many more things other than just put makeup on your face, stand in front of camera and say, yes, action,
Yeah.
cut, memorize a few lines here, there, and that's it. The other work excited me, right? I was accustomed to 22 hours a day. I didn't have any other life. I never had a friend life. I never had any of those. So it was a lot easier for me because I had already started that journey in that zone. As for anyone else who comes in today thinking that, oh no, but I have this family function and I have that, you're going to be missing out on a lot of those things.
And you have to be ready for it.
You be prepared for it. If
Yeah.
you're not prepared for it, then
This is probably not for you.
not for you. Really not for you.
Wow, that's such an incredible journey that you started pretty early on. You learned so much early on.
Yeah.
Okay. Now in the future, okay, what is it that you'd want to do?
I think it's always going to be something that scares the shit out of me.
Really?
Right? If it was Dostana, for example, it was a film about a comedy with a take on sexuality. Never done before. How do you say it? How much of the thin red line do you walk? It should scare you a little.
Yeah.
If you talk about Drive, then it's about the cars. I've never done action in my life. I've never assisted on action in my life. The amount of action that we've had in Karan's films was that Amitji slapped Hrithik. That was the level of action that we had, right? So I'd never done an action film before. So it was exciting to be able to do something like that. When it comes to Housefull, it's a murder mystery meeting a comedy. How do you handle and balance that? And then
Yeah.
do 2 climaxes, then handle 19 stars. A million new things that scared you to see how you would be able to pull it off. Whatever that is in the future that comes must give me that feeling.
Absolutely, absolutely. One last question coming your way. Okay. 10 years down the line, if you had to chalk out what, you would be doing, okay, and if you had to literally put it in words, what would it be?
I honestly don't know at this point because I've lived so much now within the day that I don't look at 10 years from now or 5 years from now. I don't have the plans. I haven't decided, 5 years from now I want to have my own production house and do all of these things. No such desires have cropped up yet. And I'm about to turn 50 and that desire still hasn't popped up. Right now I'm looking for literally the next film in terms of what's going to excite me for the next 2 years to make this film.
Okay.
And that's it. I'm not looking beyond that.
Okay, I know you're an atheist, but I'm spiritual and I love manifesting. So I'm going to be manifesting that everything that's coming your way is only going to be awesome and amazing.
Thank you so much.
And only onwards and upwards from here on for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for chatting with me and removing your time. And
Thank
all
you.
the very best.
Thank you so much and
Thank
look
you.
forward to speaking to you again. Hi, I'm Tarun Mansukhani and you're watching me on Mamaraazzi.